This story took place when I was maybe 12 or 13 years old. I grew up in a very small town, and this was before games consoles, before mobile phones, etc. So every day was a battle to find something to do. One night my friends and I were hanging out at the local park as usual, and one of the boys said that his older brother had given him a Ouija board for his birthday, which we all thought was quite a bizarre present, but he said, let's try it tonight. It's something we'd heard of but we didn't know a lot about, but he only lived a 5-minute walk away, so he said he would get the board and he would meet us back at the park. So 5 minutes later he returned with this Ouija board. So we all sat around it, and boys being boys, we all asked it some stupid questions. We didn't take it very seriously, and we were about to wrap the whole thing up before the glass that we had been moving around just jerked. It jerked very suddenly, and instinctively we blamed each other, and one person after another denied it. But at this point we still weren't scared because we believed somebody was lying. And then all the lights around the square, all the lights near the park started to flicker furiously. At this point, for the first time, we believed that maybe one of us hadn't been moving the glass, maybe that this glass had been moving by itself. We don't know what it tried to spell out. We were too busy arguing at that point. It was still moving a little bit. It was moving from time to time. The lights were flickering, and we were terrified. Now the police station was only a 3-minute walk away, but 6 boys running into the police station telling them that the Ouija board has gone crazy is just going to be a prank. They're not going to take us seriously. So we left the park, we sprinted across the square, leaving the Ouija board behind. We sprinted down the street, and then we knocked on the door of the manse. Our local reverend was a very nice man, a very approachable man. We told him that we'd done something stupid and we were a bit scared, so he invited us in, and we told him everything. At this point he put our minds to rest by saying that we'd done the right thing. It wasn't a good tool to use, but we'd done the right thing by leaving it behind, by speaking to him, and he assured us that everything would be okay. We all went home that night, and nobody reported any weird incidences. I mean, I don't know to this day whether any of the boys did move the Ouija board or whether it moved by itself. I know that flickering lights are quite a common way of spirits getting your attention, but I also know that the lights in our square are prone to flickering, they're poor quality. So we never did find out if the Ouija board worked or not, but we're not going to tread down that road again. So one night I was driving to England to pick up a friend who had stupidly missed the last train, and I had to go down and get him, or he'd have to sleep in the street. I was 18 at the time. I hadn't long passed my test. It was summer. I enjoyed driving in summer when it was light, when I was with my friends. We had some great road trips, but now it was winter, it was dark, and it was raining. I was driving on quite a quiet road by myself. I was a little freaked out. The rain was intense. I'd been driving for 3 months, but I still didn't feel completely confident, and I was alone. When I drove along a big straight I was very familiar with, in one of the lay-bys there was a woman standing. It was a very secluded place. It was very late at night for somebody to be standing out, and it was horrible weather. So I took my car in, and as I did, the lady approached my window, and I rolled the window down, and she asked if she could have a lift. I said, yeah, just get in. So when she got in, I realised that it was a girl I used to know from high school. Let's just call her Tanya. So Tanya got in, and once we got going, I told her, we went to school together, didn't we? She said, yeah, we did, and we got talking about school. We didn't have any of the same classes together, but we got talking about like our old teachers, our old classes, our friends. I asked her where she was going tonight. She said that she was going to remarkably close to where I was going. She said she had a friend down there, and I said, okay, well, you're a long way away from where you want to be, but I'm going in that direction anyway, so I'll take you. So we talked all the way down. We laughed. We didn't know each other in school, but we really connected in the car. The journey went by so quick, and then before I knew it, Tanya said that, can you drop me off at this house here? I didn't recognise the house. It was very far from our town, but I pulled over and I dropped her off. I made the last mile or two of my journey to meet my friend. I picked him up. I shouted at him for dragging me down here, and then we went home. The rest of the night was eventless. I went to my car the next day, and there was a girl's jacket. I realised last night that Tanya got out in such a hurry that she left her jacket behind. So I knew where her mum and dad lived. They lived in a house that was maybe 2 miles out of town. I used to work on a farm near their house. So I took the jacket back to her mum's house, and I said that her mum answered the door, and I said, hi miss, and she's had this shocked expression on her face. She said, we've been looking for this everywhere. It was very important to Tanya. I said, oh, that's okay. She left it in my car last night, and her mum, the expression her mum made still haunts me to this day. Her face just dropped, and she said, she can have. I said, she did. I picked her up on the way to Maryport, and she looked, once again, her face, this expression I'll remember until the day I die. She told me Tanya died 1 year ago. At this point, I convulsed. I couldn't stand there for much longer. I was in shock, and she told me that Tanya passed away from cancer. I felt so bad, but I thanked her mum. I apologised for bothering her and bringing this up, and I left. I got in my car and I drove away as quickly as possible. I was shivering. I was really upset, and as I reflected on what happened, I thought, did I dream this? Was this just my mind playing tricks on me on a very lonely and very miserable drive? Or did Tanya return to support me? Did Tanya return to keep me company and keep me safe for this journey that I clearly wasn't comfortable with? I can never answer. I have no answer to this question. I did go down to the cemetery the next day and leave some flowers on her grave. We didn't ever connect in high school, but she appeared at the time that I needed her most, at a time that I was afraid, that I was alone. She appeared, and she made what was going to be a miserable journey very, very enjoyable. I can never explain. I'll never be able to fully answer whether she was really there or whether it was in my head. But if it was in my head, where did that jacket come from? It's something that will stay with me for a long time, but I still feel grateful to this day that she was there with me on that journey.